Another good thing about this particular lock I really like is when the ship is lowered, you really do get to see what the top of the ship looks like. The deck hole, the coverings of the cargo holds there, the covers looks really good. You get to see up close the markings on the cranes, the rust, just the wear and tear in general. Hello to you all and welcome back to the Lake Erie Vlogger channel. It's nice to have you back. If you're new to the channel, I am the Lake Erie Vlogger, but because we're now friends, you can call me Nigel. Anyway, I'm at a very special place today to get a ship for you. I'm over at lock number 3, and those familiar with the area would have recognized that memorial. So yeah, lock number 3, and I'm here to capture a ship that is a salty and was once a Canadian registered vessel. It sailed under for a Canadian shipping company for many years, and that ship was a FedNav vessel. It now sails under a different name, and it's on its way from Duluth in Minnesota over, and it's heading over to Gibraltar, which is the entranceway to the Mediterranean, and it's coming through lock 3 very shortly, and that ship is Lake St Clair. I have to think then, Lake St Clair. Spring is in the air, everything's blossoming. All right, I just heard the lift bridge in the distance going off, which will be the lift bridge for Glendale Avenue. And I can just see the vessel from here. This is the viewing platform. Did a video from here last year. It's my first time back here this year, and it is a great vantage point for looking at the vessels. You get to see them coming right into the lock here, and you get to see them really close up. Lock number 3, the museum, the Welland Canal Museum, which is also known as the viewing observation area. In the last 10 minutes, that wind has really picked up, so I'm going to try and put my hand over the microphone a little bit to give it a bit more protection. I do have a dead cat on it, a wind muff, but it's it really is blowing. So anyway, while I'm waiting, for those who are not familiar, this is a great spot to look at this. Let me just zoom in. These pads here, those yellow things, those are the hands-free mooring devices. Hands-free mooring, yeah, HMV, no. Yeah, I can't remember now. Hands-free mooring anyway. HF, yeah, I got it now. Hands-free mooring, HFM. All right, so basically, as the ship comes in, that will suction onto the vessel, hold it into place, so you don't need any of these crew members now holding the lines, canal staff to hold the lines. As the ship is lowered or raised, the suction pads just suck right onto the ship, and it holds it in position and stops it scraping as it goes down the wall, and just holds it really well. So just want to pass that on to you. And there it is, Lake St Clair. So as it comes in, I can just tell you right now, this ship used to belong to FedNav. It was named the Federal Miramichi, and it sailed with FedNav for several years before being transferred over to this company. I want to tell you about this because you'll notice on the bow there's an L. So the L right on the bow, as soon as you see that, you'll know that ship belongs to Liberty Ship Management. So it's a ship management company based in Germany, Liberty One, I think, and they manage this ship. They're not the owners of the vessel; they are just a ship management company. So as soon as you see the L, they do have that on their sister ships as well. Very distinctive marking. Sorry. Right, this vessel is 185 meters in length, which gives you 607 feet, and she has a beam of 24 meters, which is 79 feet. Flagged in Antigua and Bermuda. Starting to show its age. That white is like a really weird off-white color, like old. Now, this ship was actually involved in a main engine failure back in 2024 when en route from Montreal to Ireland. She was disabled in the Gulf of the St. Lawrence for a short period before the crew was able to complete repairs and resume the voyage. There's that wind again. Oh. Quite a few spectators have come out now to monitor this, to watch it as it goes by. This is a great location. It's just a shame it's so windy today. She's just pushing her way in. Not much more to go. She's near the end of the lock. As you can see in the water, they've got a boom out. I can't see the markings to see how far she's got to go. The usual little screen, but she's slowing right down. So any second now she'll stop. The arm will go down, the retaining arm, and then the gates will close behind her, the lock gates, and she'll then descend. So the L I was telling you about at the bow at the front, there goes the retaining arm there. The L represents Liberty One Ship Management, which is based in Germany, as I was saying. But the owner of the vessel is Great Lakes Shipping GmbH and Co. KG, but managed by Sunship Liberty One. So most people will recognize that L if they're serious ship watchers before they notice the name of the ship. Let's turn back into the wind. The vessel has now come to a complete stop. And what will happen now is the lock gates are just closed behind her, and then momentarily, with the force of gravity, 90 million liters of water will come out of this lock and lower this vessel down to the next level of the seaway, which will take her down to lock number 2. I've got a couple of crew members out on the bridge there, which would be your port side, left for port. Easy way to remember it, red wine, port, 4 letters. I have no idea how to remember starboard, I just remember it's the opposite side. Here's a bit of a fun fact about this particular vessel. When it was purchased in 2016, when they were registering it, they actually made a type error, and it was actually named incorrectly for a brief period of time. It was named Lake St Claiv. There's a V instead of an R. Here's a question for those who work on the vessels. What are these stacks for here? Are they for locking stuff into position? I mean, I see stairs on them, steps. So what would they be for? There's 4. Are they on the other crane? Oh, they're on the other crane as well. I wonder what it's for. I'll leave it in the comments if you know. Hi.
Just yesterday she was showing me your video.
Oh, was she? Oh.
I saw you there. I went, oh, that's the guy.
You're like the third person today. Thanks anyway, really appreciate it. Oh, some of the subscribers there, they're watching the videos, that's cool. Another good thing about this particular lock I really like is when the ship is lowered, you really do get to see what the top of the ship looks like. The deck hole, the coverings of the cargo holds there, the covers looks really good. You get to see up close, the markings on the cranes, the rust, just the wear and tear in general. Yeah. The mechanics of it all, it's just so cool to look at. It's going down really quickly now. A cool thing here shortly, now the vessel's getting pretty much down to the lower bit, when it comes past us, we're going to get a really good bird's eye view of the bridge, the pilot area, which usually you don't get to see anywhere else, but because we're on a raised platform, we really get to look into it a lot better than what you can see from anywhere else. Lock 8 doesn't even give you this perspective, which, because the ship only goes up and down a few feet, but here it's dropped significantly, so you're now going to be level with most of the ship's pilot houses. Wow, look how low it's gone since in the last 10 minutes. It doesn't take long. I think it is about 10 minutes it takes. It's hardly moving now, so the lock gates are now opening at the other end. I can just zoom in on that, I can show you. There you go. And that opens it up to the next section of water, which will take them down to lock number 2, on its way down to Lake Ontario. All right, there she goes, making its way out. They're laughing at me because I'm filming. I can hear you laughing, you know. Oh, it's just nice to meet other people who have the same kind of like passion of vessels and shipping and things like that. It's cool. Like the third group of people I've met today. Ray was another one I met down when I was filming the Algo Solis just earlier on, which is another video. So Ray, if you're watching this one, Ray, I've got to mention you in that other video I was filming, but it was nice to chat with you. Ray works over, he's in part of shipping, he works at Clarkson. So it's nice to meet people who work in the vessels and stuff like that. You can't hear much at the moment because of the wind, so I'm just trying to talk, but hopefully as it goes past us and we walk into the wind, it might settle down a bit, because that wind is crazy right now. I don't even have a flag. Hang on, look at that tree. So it's blowing, it's gusty. Wow. So who came down from Ottawa?
They did.
So you came all the way down from Ottawa and you wanted to see this? You can say hello to yourselves now on YouTube. There you go. All the way from Ottawa. Brilliant.
I deliver water to the ship.
Oh, you deliver water?
I go to Hamilton.
Oh, man.
So if you see a white truck delivering water,
I'll look out for that.
I get to board them once in a while.
Oh, that's nice. See if we can get into the bridge here quickly. Come on, give us a wave. For YouTube, there you go. Thank you. Cheers, guys. And now you get to walk with them as they make the way out of the lock. So it's a cool vantage point they have from there. Right, my favourite bit of the shipping for me is this bit. The wash from the stern. I really do like this.
And the flying is just where the ship is registered. It doesn't mean it's ever there,
All right, that is it from lock number 3. Hope you enjoyed the video. And thanks for those people who said hello on the video. Kind of appreciate that. That was a bit of a laugh for you guys. Safe journey back to Ottawa. And to anyone else, if you see me down by the waterfront, come and say hello. I don't bite. So until the next video, stay safe. See you all soon.